This is where we'll be dictating the time a little bit. So if you're arriving the end of your speech, we're gonna raise the blue card. That means there's almost 5 minutes left. Please try to conclude your speech at that moment. And then once your time has ended, we'll show you the white card. So that's pretty much it. So I now would like to invite Professor Mukhtar Alhashimi to take over the floor. Please, Professor Mukhtar Alhashimi, come back.
Okay. صوت واضح. Is it clear? Okay, لا. Good morning, everybody. My topics today is about how students select their major and plan their future. Usually I select the topics every year related more to management and business and healthcare. But this year I decide to take a subject that is close to my profession. As a VP academic, we always look at the academic aspect of it. First, I would like to welcome everyone here. I hope these sessions will be an interesting and inspiring for the faculty and top management of the university. Well, it's very important to reflect on the quality of education in Bahrain. Generally, there is multiple facts. Among these facts, as public schooling being found since 1932. It's a free education for secondary for boys and girls. We have a number of private and public universities. 95.7% are people literate, a good amount of money on education, have a very good quality, and interestingly, that we have the highest ratio of females in education's enrollment. When you look at this, you look at the reflections of things. One of the things is that you will understand that education is very important and people pursue to go to university in order to improve their life standards and opportunity of job. So people goes to higher education is a crucial decision for their future, preparing them for a good employability. Deciding on which major is one of the major decisions that everyone is concerned. Whether you are a student, whether you are parents, whether you are the youngest child and you're bringing them up. 2 days ago, I got in my WhatsApp the prices of education in Bahrain, private education. There was around maybe 10 schools, and you will be surprised how much people spend on their education in the private. It goes from 22,000 BD from grade 1 to grade 12, how much you spend, to 113,000 BD we spend on our children. The average schools goes into 3 categories. Category 1, it's less than 30,000. Category 2 goes up to 45,000. Category 3, it goes between above that to 7,000 a year. Children, and we all have very young people here, and very soon we will meet a lot of graduates. They graduate from high school, and there is a big concern of these graduates, how they select their major. So I thought to take this opportunity to reflect based on a study we have done. And this study has 379 participants. However, the people who participate in Bahrain, 300. I will report for you the results. We're looking at how these people select a university and complex. Now, for every person in Bahrain, in this part of the world, to attend the university. It's very rarely you find people who go to university in this part of the world. As I mentioned, thousands of people will graduate this year. All these people will think about which major I go, which university. So this study is looking at the objective of how students select their university and major in Bahrain. On what basis? We are answering 3 questions here. What are the reasons that student goes to university for? What is the motive? Why young people go to university? Is it for money? Is it for fun? Is it for marriage? Is it for career? Or is it for improvement on social economics? We look at the planning process. Who have influenced them? This is very important for private universities because you need to know who is the influencer and what are the criteria in order to adapt to that. Second things we were looking at, how students plan their future. What they look at the quality of education they have received in these universities. I'm not going to report for you all the study by each university, but I'm going to show you something very interesting. I'm going to compare for you Ahliya versus University Bahrain versus others. And the reason for that, because we find based on our study that 2/3 of the people participate in this study come from Ahliya. 1/3 come from Ahliya, 1/3 coming from University Bahrain, and the other third coming from the others. There will always be a discussion about these results, and it's going to inspire a lot of questions. So my aim is to leave some question to the end where we will have very intellectual and intelligent discussion. Keep in your mind that this study is only a preliminary study. Further on analysis will be done, and let me share it with you. When you review a literatures, you find out why student goes to university. Well, literatures reveal that student goes to university for many reasons. One is to get occupational preparation. I want to be a manager. I want to be an accountant. So that's the reasons I go to university. Another one, people go to university in order to develop a skill of hard skill and a soft skill. And that is very important to come to employability. Another thing, and it's very important, based on literature, is that student goes to university to develop what we call a critical thinking skill, a subject that we are in Ahliya University looking very seriously into it. I think in the next year we will reflect this strongly in our delivery because we are a very dynamic institute and we take such study in order to enhance our delivery. Social scientists have defined the process of a people go from high school as what they call it, transition from adolescence to adulthood. People goes from a teenager by finishing their university and job, leaving their parents' house, getting married, be independent, and having children. Really going to university is a stage where prepare us from an individual that we depend on our parents to individual that we become individuals. We develop a new generation, create a family. Generally, literatures reveal that students at high school are directionalists. They really lack the understanding of what's their major, how they go, where they study. Therefore, many times, because of that phenomena, from going from a teenager to adulthood, as young people today spend more time to develop in that stage. And that's the reason why they get married late, because they have to go through the stages of completing their study at the university, getting married, getting job, all that. So a decision going to university is not a small decision. If I choose the wrong major, I'm going to be delayed for my adulthood. There will always be a motivation in high school, university, and a major. Remember, very interesting, we studied that the selecting a university is a different than a criteria of selecting a major. Very interesting. We are influenced by intrinsic and intrinsic factors. We are influenced by different attributes. Literature also says that majority of people who go select on a university for a subject they love, they are very passionate. And that's, as based on the literatures, is one of the most motive factors for success. You could go a major and you don't delay you. Literature has also revealed that student who comes from educational parents with good income, there will always be a good frequency of participation within the family about that person's career path. In other words, there is a great correlation between the factor of income of the student in high school and the parents' level of education on how much they discuss their career pathway with their children. The more you are having income, the more you are coming from educated family, the more you will discuss with your children. You will have an input. Literature also identify that people who are coming from educated family, they will always have more input about discussions of major. There is a theory called Wilkinson's model theory, and that theory says that educational and occupational factors are really inspired by the factors of who influence the young people. So the people who go to university to select a major are really influenced by their surrounding. In other words, my son, he is influenced in the expectations of going to university, which major, by his parents, teachers, friend. We will see in our study which one of these really summarize at the end of the day to go to university and select a strategic process that we have to take the children through it and into plan. Reasons for studying at college or university, I use the two terms. I said in one study, go to university to get a better job. So it's the job factor. Second reason, followed that, is to college to make money. They understand they get a good job, they make money. Also, to gain an education, and as this is in line with others. Now, I'm okay in time. Elaborate on the study. Our study is basically 32 questions. I'm not going to report on all of them. However, this will be very soon. Our study is basically adopted from an American study. I'm going to highlight on the major finding. As I mentioned earlier, the study was done through a survey. We collected data for 379. We eliminate anybody outside Bahrain because we were interested to do it collaborative. We are basing my results on people who participate in Bahrain, which is 355. Upon looking at the 355, we will came to the understanding of the following. That student basically who we select, if you look at them, 134 come from Ahliauniversity, 124 coming from University Bahrain, and 79 come from others. All of these, they make 355. If you look at the percentage between Ahliauniversity and Bahrain, they are proportional, which is allow us to do a comparative study. We were looking at the gender, and we find that the gender, if you see, is more of reflective data of the educational profile in Bahrain. We have females, 87%, around 60 in University Bahrain. When you come to the age group, and as an academic, you could see that basically the majority of the people come from 21 to 23. So it's a relatively a good representative sample. We asked the student who participate, where do you come from? Private university or public university? Ahliya has the highest private school, 24%. UOB, the student who goes from private to school, is around 5% in the study, which is actually, that's the true, because majority of the people who go to private, they end up going to private university. Describe your GPA at high school. Again, if you look at it, it shows you that the people in Bahrain, when they go to high school and who are participate in this study, majority of them are really coming with a good grade of high school. You see here, you have around 40% and here. And the blue one is Ahliya, and the red one is University Bahrain. So if you look at it, it's almost relative. We asked the student another question. How do you rate the quality of education in Bahrain? Interestingly, we got an average score for people who within Ahliya, say 73%. People who is in University Bahrain is 75, and the average is 75. So, I mean that the average people look who graduate from high school, they give a score of 75% on an average for quality of education. We look at the year of the people who participate in this study, and if you see at it, it's a normal distributions. They come from 2018 to 19, if you see of them. We look at another things is that the income, and this study has more question. We look at the income of the father and the mother. Majority of the people who come to Ahliya, okay, if you look at it, How many of them between 500 dinar, 500 to 1,000 BD? In University Bahrain is the majority. In Ahliya is basically around 50, 20, 30%. If you look, this is give you a good distributions of the people purchasing. So that means when I make a decisions, I know how much the student. When we look at the people who participate in the study, undergraduates makes around 95% in Ahliya, 93 in University Bahrain, and overall 93. So this study could reflect that the majority of the people participate are undergraduates. Do you work during your study? That's a very interesting phenomena because we're doing a research in this for the last 5 years. We find that there is an increasing trend of part-time job among students in the universities in Bahrain, which is allow us as a decision makers and people in the academia to look at how we really accommodate ourselves, because there is a good portion of people who is basically working as either part-time or full-time. Very interesting, the study coming to me more interesting now, is that who pay for you? Majority of the people comes to Ahliya is paid by parents. Of course, if you look at UOB, University Bahrain, parents is less. Scholarship, which is again, it's more of UOB, okay? They have here, if you look at it, in a scholarship, it's more here than Ahliya, and this, which is really reflective because majority of the scholarship goes to government university. We asked the student who participate, how is your GPA? And if you see, it's a relatively distributed. We asked the student which current year you are. If you look at it, here is first year to fourth year. Here people who has already graduate, so we could do a comparative study between what people says who graduate compared to people who are currently enrolled. This is more interesting. I'm going fast. Who help you in selecting a university? In this study, people who select a university is different who help you select a major. In selections of university, majority of decision come from parents. And second to it, friends. Second to it is myself. So parents has a big role in deciding which university the student go. We asked the question is that why you come to the university? A college degree is necessary to get a job. A college degree was my personal goal. A college degree experience is becoming very educated. If you look at it, people coming to university and getting married is not anymore a phenomenon. We ask who help you in selecting a major. Well, it's opposite to help you select a university. Major is selected most of the time by the individual, whereas on the contrary is by the parents who have to select the university. So this tells us two things. If parents have a say in university, students have a say in their major. We asked them why you select a major. I thought the major would help me to get a good job. I was very interested in the major related to my career. We asked the student how satisfied you are with your major. Well, how satisfied? 80% Ahliya students said they are satisfied, which is about the same with the average, which is about the same, less they are satisfied in University Bahrain. We asked them, how many would you really repeat your major again? 1/3 said, yes, I will stick with the major. One said, no, I wouldn't. Definitely, I would switch. We asked them, how many times did you change your major? And we find that majority of the people in University Ahliya, they did not change at the same time, majority in University Bahrain, but one one time is 30% said one time. What is the reasons you change your major? Well, I thought another major will give me better career. I did not learn it won't pay me the current major, pay me enough money. I don't like the major. That's another factor. We looked at people getting married while they are at school. The phenomena here is that people, when they reach 40, they start to get married. We look at when you think you will be employed. Well, first we ask them the question, are you currently employed? Majority of the people, around 65%, are not employed. So they are full-time students, where we have people who are really full-time employed around 30%. What are the percentage of employment after graduation? The chances of employment. So the question comes here, what is your chance of you're going to be employed? Here is the disappointment. 50%. The students said that there is a chance we will be employed immediately after graduation. A very interesting study, which is in this study funding, is really reveals something different in the attitude of the young generation in Bahrain, which is not happening in my generation. Your willingness to work outside Bahrain. Look at that. 1/3 of the people in Bahrain right now are thinking to work outside Bahrain. They are willing to work. And 1/3 said, no, we are not willing. Maybe. When you are expected to get a job, very interesting. 1/3 immediately after graduation, 1/3 after 1 year, 1/3 within 2 years. That's a very interesting. Think about the first things you will do. Usually in the past, people will think about traveling, something. Here people will say, 2/3 almost said, 65%, immediately we will work. Traveling is about 15%. Continuing study is about 15%. Getting married, 3%. Still people are not ready for marriage. I like this. Dr. Mansour will love this. Yeah. We ask about the employability attributes from the point of view of the student. Communication, teamwork, problem solving, planning, self-management, learning, knowledge of the subject. This is a very important finding for us. We ask ourselves, are we really delivering that? That's this research. We ask, 2 minutes and I'll finish. We ask, why you think you are not getting a job? I have a second thought about putting this slide because I don't want to be in trouble. I'm trying to be diplomatic. Foreign labor, market is not ready, saturated, huge amount of a graduate, job planning is not good, many competitions, and soft skill. We asked them, what advice you would give a student to select a major? Very interesting. Majority of the students who participate said, select what you like, do what you love, enjoy it. It's exactly in line with the literature. Students select a major for love and learning. Last and not least, we ask them the question, how do you evaluate the overall quality of education you received at the university? Well, people in Ahliya give their overall quality of education they receive at the university 77%, 76%. Same number, UOB, 71%. Within you, we are above. Overall, 76. So that means the participants were telling us, Overall, we give you a score of 76% of what is the quality of education. Recommendation. I like the recommendation because I think, since a lot of people here in this room, they are decision makers like me, Professor Mansour, Bakr, Dr. Raida, everybody, senior management, we should look into this. Well, what we are saying, we're saying that this study has an implication, significant value on the parents, on the educator, on the university. So there are different messages for us. We know that people who select a major, they select it basically based on their passion. So university should create activity that will help students to become more knowledgeable about major. How we do that? Well, one of the things we could do is that when a student apply for admission in September, we will conduct a small workshop by a faculty, people who are experienced educators. What they will do, they will come and discuss with the student why you select the major, what it's for, who influenced you. This is very important. We need to do that, to enlighten them, to make sure. University should introduce a course comprehensive reflecting the program intended learning outcome. I think I discussed with you, Dr. Mansour. What we're trying to do now, we have a very good program, but some programs we need to bring the course at 100 level, where the student see the entire bylaws of the program in that course. So if I am in MIS, I know exactly what MIS is about from that course, which is we are looking into it. Improve student employability by strengthening the relationship. Recommendation, Ahliya need to conduct related workshop on how to select academic major immediately after the student applying. Skill required. We need to tell them what's this major, what's its employability, what skill you need, how you study. Admission period for a new high school graduate at the university. So I think this is one of the majors. Recommendation we do. I hope I did not exceed my time. No, I did not. I only took 1 minute. Well, thank you.